There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the veil thins not because we forced it, but because truth can only hide for so long. You may have thought you were ordinary. You may have believed the voices that told you you were broken, lost, or too far gone. But the fact that you're still here, listening, breathing through this moment, proves something ancient and powerful. There is a light within you that darkness has never been able to extinguish. And that light is the very thing demons cannot touch. Let me take you to a place beyond the noise. Imagine for a moment a child born into chaos, surrounded by dysfunction, abandonment, or fear. This child doesn't know who they are yet, but the shadows do. They see the frequency. They feel the resistance to the lies of the world. That child is you. And from your earliest breath, the dark forces began their work not because you were weak, but because you were dangerous. What is it that makes some souls targets of such relentless spiritual warfare? Why do some people carry wounds that feel older than this lifetime? It's because those souls are part of the dark, chosen, the ones who were born into the night not to be consumed by it, but to remember the eternal light buried within. And let's be clear, darkness hates nothing more than a soul who remembers. Because that remembrance activates the secret light, a divine spark that no demon, no force of illusion, no curse or hex can reach. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange invincibility hiding beneath your sorrow. That quiet fire that refuses to go out even when life has tried to drown it. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. It doesn't matter how long you've wandered. That light is still there, waiting, watching. Eternal. And demons know it. That's why they try to distract you, confuse you, and bury you under the weight of shame or failure. But no matter what they throw at you, they still can't touch the source. You see, the secret light is not found in perfection. It's found in persistence. It's not about how holy you look. It's about how honest you are. When you're real with yourself, when you face your shadows without flinching, when you cry out in the dark and still choose to believe that is where the light grows. It doesn't need ritual. It doesn't need approval. It just needs truth. And truth is the one thing demons can never inhabit, because they thrive in lies, and your light is the end of their illusion. Have you ever wondered why you can't seem to stay asleep spiritually for long? Why every attempt to numb yourself eventually fails? Why even in your lowest moments you still feel a pull towards something higher? That's the light calling you home. Not a place, but a knowing. A memory of what you are beneath the scars. And no matter how much pain you've carried, no matter how tainted you felt, that memory cannot be erased. That's the divine code within you, untouchable, unbreakable, unforgettable. Some people think demons fear light because it destroys them. That's not entirely true. What they fear most is a light that remembers its own power. Because light that forgets itself can be manipulated. It can be dimmed. But the moment you remember that your light isn't borrowed from any source outside of you, that it is you, then you become untouchable. You stop chasing salvation and become the liberator. You stop fearing demons and start revealing them. And when you reveal them, their power dissolves. You might not know this, but your wounds have been gateways the entire time. Not open doors for darkness to enter, but sacred portals calling you deeper into your strength. Pain has been your teacher. Isolation has been your training ground. Every betrayal carved out space in you for truth to echo louder. And once that truth is born, you shift. You become different. You no longer react, you see. And seeing is the beginning of sovereignty. So let me ask you something few dare to ask. What if the very thing you thought disqualified you was actually the key to your anointing? What if the lies you internalized were placed there to keep you from discovering that you were never meant to fit into this world's illusion? What if your sensitivity, your intensity, your otherness were all signs that you carry the secret light demons have tried for lifetimes to extinguish?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
And yet they have failed. There is a reason you've survived what others couldn't. There's a reason you've been called crazy, intense, too deep, too much. It's because you see too clearly. You feel too deeply. You carry a light so ancient, so pure, that it threatens every structure built on fear. And you didn't come here to hide it. You came here to embody it. But to do that, you had to forget it first. You had to walk through the illusion and see how empty it was. Only then could your light awaken with fire and purpose. The secret light is not loud. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't need a stage. It's the quiet knowing that rises in your chest when you say no to what no longer serves you. It's the silent strength that steadies you when everyone else walks away. It's the invisible shield that protects you when you're standing alone, misunderstood, underestimated. That's not pride. That's presence. And presence is one of the most powerful forms of light in the universe. You've noticed, haven't you, that when you start to align with your truth, people get uncomfortable. The matrix begins to resist you. Friends fall away. Opportunities vanish. Confusion increases. That's not failure. That's friction. Because the moment you begin to radiate your secret light, everything false begins to shake. And demons, they panic. They send distractions. They use familiar faces to trigger old wounds. But if you stay centered, if you hold the line, something miraculous happens. The darkness begins to retreat. You were never meant to fight demons with fear. You were meant to expose them with truth. You don't have to scream. You don't have to curse or rage. Sometimes your silence is enough. Because silence, when rooted in knowing, becomes a frequency of power. And that frequency cannot be faked. It cannot be bought. It can only be born through fire. And you've walked through more fire than you realize. Let's go deeper. Have you ever sensed that your life was not about what you do, but what you carry? That maybe your energy itself is a kind of medicine? That your presence affects people without you having to say a word? That's your light. It's encoded into your aura, into your eyes, into your voice. And that's why demons try to distort it. They know they can't steal it, but they can convince you to hide it. And when you hide it, they win. But there's another layer to this mystery. The secret light is not just protection, it's a mirror. When you shine, people see themselves. Some are inspired. Others are repelled. Some want to follow you. Others want to destroy you. But none can ignore you. And that's the power of divine light. It demands transformation. It refuses stagnation. It reveals what's broken, but also what's possible. And when you understand this, you stop chasing acceptance. You understand. Rejection is redirection, and redirection is revelation. You didn't come here to be liked. You came here to be light. So now I ask you, not from a place of performance, but from the depths of your soul. What would happen if you stopped hiding? What would happen if you believed fully, unapologetically in the light that's already within you? Not the surface glow, the core fire, the eternal flame, the untouchable essence that demons have been trying to bury since the day you were born. Because here's the truth. They don't fear your struggle. They fear your remembrance. They fear the moment you stand still, breathe deep, and say, I know who I am. That moment, it changes everything. The game ends. The illusions fall. The chains break. And the warrior emerges not from the outside, but from within. If you've come this far, then something in you has already begun to awaken. The remembrance is not merely intellectual, it is cellular. It is spiritual. It's the subtle shift in the way your soul vibrates when you hear truth that was always meant for you. This isn't about becoming something new. It's about returning to what you've always been. That secret light within you was never lost. It was only veiled by the noise of the world, buried under trauma, and silenced by fear. But now, the silence is breaking. And as it breaks, the truth begins to speak louder than fear. You are not the name they gave you, not the identity the world projected onto you. You are not your wounds, your mistakes, or the story others tell about you. You are the light that watched all of it and still remained. You are the consciousness behind the chaos. And that consciousness is pure. It cannot be contaminated. It cannot be broken. Demons may influence the mind, trigger the emotions, manipulate the material, but they cannot reach the eternal flame in your soul. Why? Because that flame is the breath of Source itself. It is not from this world. It was not born in time, and it cannot die in time. It is beyond the reach of any dimension infected by darkness. And that's what makes you dangerous to the agenda of illusion. The moment you operate from that place, no longer begging for validation, no longer believing the lie of separation, you become a living portal of divine intelligence. That's when the spiritual battlefield shifts. Not because the war ends, but because you realize the true battlefield was always within. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to stay in that space? How quickly the world pulls you back into distraction, anxiety, anger, or numbness? That's not by accident. That's by design. Every time you touch that sacred light, darkness scrambles to pull you away. Because when you're in alignment, you radiate a frequency that disrupts the systems designed to keep souls asleep. You become a glitch in the matrix, a rebel in the realm of illusion. A signal that it's possible to be awake in a world that feeds on unconsciousness. And here's what they don't want you to know. Your light doesn't need to be big to be effective. It doesn't need to be flashy or loud. Even a whisper of truth in a room full of lies can shift the atmosphere. Even a single act of love in a world soaked in fear can ripple across generations. Even a moment of presence in the middle of chaos can stop spiritual storms. That's how powerful you are. That's how sacred your energy is. And the more you realize this, the more intentional you must become with your focus. Guard your thoughts not with paranoia, but with discernment. Because your attention is currency in the spirit realm. What you give energy to, you feed. What you believe, you amplify. What you speak, you create. And demons know this. That's why they don't need to possess your body. They only need to possess your narrative. They only need to convince you that your light is a lie. But it never was. The real illusion was the story that said you were powerless. And now that you know the truth, the story can be rewritten. But this journey is not without resistance. In fact, the more you awaken, the more you'll be tested. Not because you're failing, but because you're ascending. Tests don't come to punish you. They come to reveal you. Each challenge is a mirror, showing you where you're still attached to the illusion, showing you where fear still hides in your heart. But every time you choose love over fear, truth over comfort, awareness over reaction, you burn away another layer of illusion. And what remains is pure light. That's what they can't touch. Because the secret light is not just a spark, it is a sword. It cuts through deception. It slices through energetic cords. It shatters strongholds of shame. And once you learn to wield it, you don't just survive spiritual warfare, you end it. Not by fighting demons directly, but by becoming so aligned with the divine that they have no access point left. You stop reacting and start radiating. You stop chasing peace and start embodying it. And that's when the real freedom begins. But here's the paradox. The more light you carry, the more shadows you must face. Not because you're cursed, but because you're called. Light doesn't run from darkness, it enters it. It illuminates it. It transforms it. And that means your journey will often take you into places others are too afraid to go. Into family patterns soaked in generational pain. Into belief systems built on fear. Into emotional wounds disguised as personality traits. But you go there not to suffer, you go there to reclaim, to retrieve the parts of your soul that were lost in the fire. And as you reclaim yourself, your presence becomes medicine. Not because you try to heal others, but because your very being becomes a transmission of truth. People will feel safer around you and not know why. Others will feel triggered just by your existence. That's not your burden, that's your power. You are the mirror now, and mirrors don't lie, they just reflect. So how do you protect the light that demons cannot touch? You don't, because it doesn't need protection. What you protect is your connection to it. You protect your clarity. You protect your peace. You protect your alignment. And you do that by remembering, daily, moment by moment, not by striving to be spiritual, but by choosing to be conscious. By waking up not just in the morning, but in every moment you catch yourself slipping into reaction, fear, or numbness. You pause, you breathe, you remember. And in that remembrance, you return to your throne. This is why ancient mystics spent lifetimes in silence, not to escape the world, but to remember their light. This is why prophets were never accepted in their hometowns, because their light revealed too much truth. This is why warriors of the spirit are often misunderstood, because their existence challenges the foundation of illusion. But you are all of these things: a mystic, a prophet, a warrior, and more. You are the convergence of ancient codes and future timelines. You are the bridge between what was and what is becoming. And now the question becomes, what will you do with this light? Will you dim it to keep others comfortable? Will you hide it to avoid being seen? Or will you embrace it fully, even if it costs you the life you thought you wanted? The truth is, your light will cost you your illusions. It will cost you your masks. It will cost you your smallness. But what you gain will be everything you forgot you already had: sovereignty, clarity, peace, power, purpose. You were never meant to be a slave to this world. You are meant to be a spark that sets it free. And that freedom starts within. Not with a revolution of weapons, but with a revolution of awareness. Not with loud declarations, but with quiet decisions. Every time you choose to stay awake when it's easier to sleep, you shift timelines. Every time you choose to love when it's easier to hate, you rewrite the future. Every time you remember your light, you weaken the grip of darkness on this world. So I ask you now, not with urgency, but with sacred stillness, will you remember who you are? Will you stop waiting for permission to shine? Will you stop expecting the world to validate what your soul already knows? Will you stop fearing the demons that have already lost their power the moment you chose truth? Because the truth is this: you are the light, the secret light, the untouchable light, the light that has walked through hell and still burns clean, the light that was forged in sacred silence, the light that demons cannot comprehend, cannot conquer, Ben cannot conquer. And that light is you. Now Reese.